All right, a massive welcome to all you Kent Business College apprentices out there. Today, we're going to turn you into marketing detectives. Yep, we're going to crack open those spreadsheets and look at them not as some boring mountain of numbers, but as a trail of clues that leads straight to brilliant marketing strategy. Let's do this. So, does this look familiar? I bet it does. You're staring at website analytics, social media metrics, customer surveys. It's just this total flood of information, right? It's so easy to feel like you're completely drowning in data, not even sure where to start. But hey, don't worry. We're about to hand you your detective's magnifying glass. Because here's the big secret. Grabbing all that data, that's only half the battle. The real magic, the real value, is when you figure out what it all means and turn it into action. So in this explainer, we're going to break down the 3 core skills every great data detective needs: finding the clues, forecasting the future, and evaluating your work like a total pro. Okay, first tool in our kit, finding what we call actionable insights. Now, this is a super important phrase. An insight isn't just some interesting little fact. No, it's a discovery that clearly tells you something you should do. It's the huge difference between looking at a number and going, that's kind of neat, versus, whoa, okay, we need to do something about this, like right now. So, let's make this real. Let's talk Tesco. Their system spots a simple pattern. People who buy plant-based milk are often buying gluten-free bread too. Boom, that's the data. The insight, well, that suggests there's this specific health-conscious group of shoppers. So what's the action? It's a no-brainer. Create a whole free-from aisle or a special promotion just for them. See that path? Data to insight to action. Simple. And hey, this isn't just for stuff you put in a shopping basket. Imagine HSBCs in their surveys that the #1 complaint is branch wait times. Then, to make matters worse, an external report comes out that ranks them dead last for service. Ouch. The insight there is pretty hard to ignore. So the action is twofold. First, they fix the actual problem with self-service kiosks and more staff. Then, they launch a marketing campaign all about it. See how that one insight drives everything? It fixes the real-world problem, and it shapes the marketing story you tell afterwards. So clever. All right, so you've mastered looking at the past. You're a pro at finding those clues. Your next mission? To predict the future. This is what we call forecasting, and it's how you can help your whole company get ready for what's coming around the corner. And you've basically got 2 main paths to do this. A company like ASOS can look at its own sales history, its inside data, see that sportswear sales grew by 15%, and pretty safely predict that trend is going to continue. But then a company like Costa Coffee might use outside data, like official population stats, to figure out how many people are going to be walking past a potential new store. And here's where you come in. Your job is to be the human brain that adds the why to these numbers. You add the context. Okay, final piece of our detective puzzle, evaluation. This is where the detective leans back, opens up the case file, and figures out what actually happened. The campaign is out in the wild, but did our actions actually work? Did we get the result we wanted? This is how we learn and get even better next time. So, check this out. A simple report from a Spotify campaign. We got 10,000 clicks. That's up 20% from last time. Awesome. High fives all around. Job done, right? Well, hang on a second. The actual signups, the conversions, they're down by 5%. The numbers are telling us 2 totally different stories. What's the real clue here? Right here. This is it. The single most powerful, most important question in your entire detective kit. Seriously, every time you see a number on a chart, a stat in a report, you have to force yourself to pause and ask, so what? So we ask, so what about that Spotify data? What does it actually mean? Well, the insight is that the ad was great. It did its job, it got people's attention, it made them click. But something went wrong after that. The sign-up process itself must have been the problem. And this is absolutely key. Your job isn't just to report the good and bad news. It's to find the insight, the why, and then be the person who recommends the next move. Guys, we need to fix the sign-up page. Okay, before we let you loose with your new detective skills, we've got to talk about the rulebook. Because handling data comes with some pretty huge responsibilities. And just to be super clear, this part is not optional. This is the code you have to live by. First up, the big one, UK GDPR. This is the legal rule book for handling anybody's personal data. And it boils down to this. You have to have a clear reason for collecting it, you need their permission to use it, and you can't just keep it forever. Think of a prize draw from L'Oreal. They need your permission to take your email, and once that prize is drawn, they have to get rid of it. Unless, of course, you tick that little box saying, yep, please send me emails. And beyond the law, there are professional codes too.
Think of these as the rules of just playing fair. People have to choose to take part. You have to tell them why you're collecting their info. You have to protect who they are. And this one's huge. You have to report what you find honestly. No cherry picking the good news to make yourself look good.
So here's the bottom line, and it's so important. Your brilliant insights are totally worthless if the data they're built on is shaky or unethical. That means even when the results are, well, not great, your job is to be the honest one in the room. That's how you build trust. That's how your team actually learns from its mistakes.
Okay, so there you have it. Your official marketing detective kit is now complete. You know how to spot clues, how to predict what's next, how to evaluate your work, and how to play by the rules. Your mission now is to take these skills and actually put them to work.
Because when you get this right, you stop being someone who just does marketing stuff, and you become the person who adds real, measurable, evidence-based value to your organization. You become the person who doesn't just have opinions, but has the answers, backed up by solid proof.
So I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question to take back to your desk, like right now. Look at whatever data you have access to, website traffic, customer feedback, anything, and ask yourself, what's the first clue? What's the first insight you are going to find? Now go on, go find some clues.